Welcome to Core London. I'm joined by Matt Brown. Morning to you, Matt.
Morning, Moose.
Right, let's kick off. Let's go to our first slide of the day. United Nations places sanctions on North Korea.
Yes.
Obviously, good news for the S&P 500. Record closes last night. Risk is back on.
Onwards and upwards. Look, unanimous vote here, 15-0 for sanctions against North Korea. Will this rattle the cage? Who knows? But yes, North Korea exports coal, lead and seafood. Would you want to buy seafood from the North Koreans with all the nuclear activity?
Couldn't possibly comment on that.
Glowing prawns. But anyway, it's settled the market, and it's got the S&P going, and Asia markets were fairly strong this morning, and similar theme in Europe. But the next headline...
Macro data impresses. Well, I'm not sure that the inflation number at 2.9% was basically over and above. That's a bit of a worry, isn't it, for Mr. Carney as he trains for his next
indeed.
marathon?
So we've got Bank of England on Thursday. Will they use these data points? I'm sure they're probably aware already of them. So that we may see some more hawkish votes now coming through.
Yep.
But CPI impressed, PPI is impressed, RPI at 3.9% annually. House prices up 5%. Jobs...
Not sure I believe that number.
Vacancies in August in the city up by a third. The UK, well, the recent data points, they're strong. They look good. Is this on the back of Europe? Is this back of China? Is this a global uptick that we're seeing? Who knows? But at the moment, the UK does look positive. The pound has rallied strongly on the back of it because, well, at some point, as you rightly say, Carney may have to raise an interest rate, but it will probably all unwind in a month or two.
Right,
anyway.
Let's talk about another story on the FTSE 100. Ashtead Group, obviously this hurricane situation, dare I say, is good for their business, right?
Yes, indeed. They're involved in a lot of home improvement in the US. The stock's up about 4%. It is a trade. There are, obviously, now in Florida, there needs to be a lot of rebuilding, and Ashtead Group will benefit from that. We talked about Greco last week, the power suppliers out in the States, and there will be a lot of net beneficiaries in the UK because a lot of UK FTSE 100 companies are international and have roots in America.
Understood. In terms of currencies today, Euro, Great British Cross 90.27 down a smidge, and cable 32.49.
Yeah, onwards and upwards, broken the technical levels, a big figure move, and again on this CPI number, this is moved higher, could push higher again. The 140 that we were poo-pooing a few weeks ago could be back on the cards. It's key levels now as well. So and really no other data points today as well. So a lot of FX traders, we had some commentary yesterday with a few people on the show saying, look for the pound this week. It's going to be the currency to trade because it's got the major data points and MPC on Thursday.
Understood. Let's go to broker upgrades, downgrades. Citigroup come in with a sell recommendation on Whitbread. You can't sell Whitbread. Everyone's drinking coffee, right?
Well,
and staying at Premier Inns.
Well, exactly. But Citigroup have looked at it and said, well, it's the Airbnb trade now. People aren't staying.
Have you done that before?
Yes.
Good experience?
Very much so, both in the UK and internationally.
Okay.
Very highly recommended. Yeah, it's a double downgrade. It's coffee, not going to sell as many coffees. It's the Airbnb trade as well, so Citigroup are looking at this. Downgraded Whitbread, down about 3% on the back of it this morning.
And finally, core number today, 10,000.
Yeah, sadly, I was looking at the Dow Jones level after September 11th, and well done to BGC Partners, Mint Partners, for I think they raised over 4 million yesterday, so well done to them. But the Dow Jones was trading around 10,000 then, dropped to 7,000 in the middle of the credit crunch, and is now at 22,000. So, I mean, you look at that on a chart, obviously we had the wobble with the financial crisis, but it only dropped kind of 2,000 points through that. We're now at 22,000, and the S&P, is pushing higher. How much further has it got to go? We had a chap on, Bill Blaine from Mint Partners this morning, seeing a huge bubble, and he has put October the 12th, this is the Thursday before Friday the 13th, 10 o'clock, he's saying that's when the market will sell off.
Well, interesting, he is a sailor, so maybe he's looking to the tides as opposed to the charts.
Indeed.
So, final thoughts. low on macro data today.
Low on macro. The FTSE's off a little bit. Obviously, this is the strength of the pound, but I think everyone will be looking at the sterling crosses today and looking through the data ahead of the MPC and what Mr. Carney will do on Thursday.
Well, on a personal note, Restore, I see, have been upgraded by Berenberg with a £5.85 target. We've got their CEO in the next week or so. Matt, thank you very much indeed.
Pleasure.